morning.
Good morning.
Could you please introduce yourself?
Of course, so my name is Ioannou. I'm a social psychologist. I teach here at the University College Groningen. I'm very new here in Groningen, in the Netherlands, and I originally come from Cyprus.
As a social psychologist, can you tell us a little bit about the upcoming elections in the Netherlands? And what do you think are the most important factors that influence people to vote for populist parties nowadays?
That's a very interesting, a very burning question, and a very timely one, I guess, for the Netherlands. This question is addressed by many different disciplines, but as a social psychologist, I'm more likely, I guess, to focus on individual level factors that are affecting people's behavior. What I should say to begin with is that at times of uncertainty, so times of economic recession, for example, we tend to observe a rise in the support for populist parties. Now, one partial explanation for that is that populist parties, via their rhetoric, are excellent at being very perceptive and very responsive to people's anxieties and insecurities that are stemming from difficult times of insecurity, like times of economic recession. To give you an example of that, in times of recession, for example, when people lose their job and their quality of life is deteriorating, people tend to search for a scapegoat, for someone to blame. In other words, they try to seek for simple answers to rather complex questions. Now, populist parties are very good at answering these questions by pointing, to begin with, at scapegoats, and then also turning against them. Very common scapegoats nowadays are economic immigrants and political elites. So in that way, populist parties give a very simple answer, as I said, to a very, very complex problem, but an answer that people can in fact understand. A second example is that at times of insecurity, people also become very aversive to, or rather threatened by anything that deviates from their way of living, from their worldview, their religion. In social psychology, we call that symbolic threats. People feel threatened by certain groups. People feel threatened by different religions or people who have different worldviews. Populist parties, once again, have an answer for that. They first of all name the threat. They give a name to it. They call it, for example, Islamization. And they also come with a promise to fight Islamization, a promise to ban it, a promise to eradicate it. So these are some of the reasons for which people turn to populist parties, not just here in the Netherlands, but in many other places in the world.
Thank you for your insight into this complex problem. You teach at University College Groningen and you teach within the social sciences. Within the social sciences at University College Groningen, we have a major specialization called Brain Behaviour and Culture. Can you maybe tell us a bit more about this?
Yeah, of course. Brain Behaviour and Culture is, as you said, a specialization that is offered within the major of social sciences. As a specialization, it's devoted to the study of human behavior. So it attempts to understand why, how, and possibly when we as humans behave in the way we do. And then we try to apply this knowledge to challenges our planet faces, such as climate change, but also challenges that our society faces, like the effects of mass migration or the effects of the refugee crisis. So, in a sense, we're trying to seek an answer to questions like, why do some humans behave in pro-environmental and other pro-social ways while others don't? Why migration is perceived as threat? Why is inequality so hard to erase? Etc. So studying behavioral sciences at the UCG now means having the opportunity to understand the drivers of human behavior at multiple levels. So the micro level, for example, so understand the neurological basis for our behavior. At the meso level, so how other people affect our behavior or how we affect the behavior of other people. And the macro level, so how, for example, our upbringing in a specific culture affects our behavior. Now, it is my hope that this specialization will prepare students to become very mindful and active citizens in a very demanding world. But also, if students are interested in pursuing further studies, then I'm sure that this specialization will prepare them for master degrees, for example, masters in subjects like social psychology, neuroscience, sociology, and even masters in cultural studies.
If a student hears this and still wants to apply, is that still possible?
Yeah, of course. I believe the deadline for that is May 1st of May. And I should say that there is an open day coming up on the 8th of April, so in a month from now. And we encourage and very much welcome students to come and meet us and visit our college then.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're most welcome.